Hello and welcome back to Back on Track program. This is vlog number 2. My name is Arj and I'm going to talk to you about my journey to reclaiming running, strength and nutrition in 2022. Let's get into it. As a quick refresh, Back on Track is a program I've developed to help me get back into my routine of working in the gym, building some strength, getting back out on the road to improve my running performance, and also addressing my nutrition. Now, as a quick refresher, my nutrition has all been taken part of by my 4 weeks 4 kilos program. That's something you can find out about and just check the details below. Now, week 2 was realistically about ingraining those habits, the enthusiasm, the excitement of starting a new program. We've all been there, particularly at this time of year. Is always there in week 1. However, week 2 is about addressing consistency. Can you make time for those training sessions? Will you stick to the plan? Now, first things first, if you are in this position, the most important thing is to have your plan written down, so have some kind of structure. This is where getting a coach really comes in handy, and as one of my recent clients said, having the accountability, knowing someone was keeping an eye on what they were doing, actually made all the difference. Accountability, being accountable is brilliant because that really makes you do something. If it's written down, you've got a better chance than saying in your head. And that's why having a structured gym program is particularly useful as well. Now, if I look at my week, it starts off quite well on a Monday because I get in some strength training immediately. If I look back at week 1, strength training was definitely the area that I focused on the least. I got out and did the running work. Running perhaps being an absolute love of mine, but still I find it sometimes hard to convince myself to go out in bad conditions. I have a lot of aches and pains from years of training and certain prehistoric injuries. But I actually managed to address those in week 1. I put training to I think just twice per week, and I achieved those 2 sessions per week. They weren't the most in-depth, but moving into week 2, I wanted those sessions to be a little bit more effective, more intense. So how did last week go? Well, I was very impressed actually. I was really happy with my gym performance. I had 2 good training sessions under my belt. I performed a couple of small yoga sessions with my wife as well, which were really useful. And I immediately felt that sensation of DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. This really peaks after 48 hours, so you haven't necessarily hurt yourself after doing some strength training or even going out on a run. That's muscle soreness, and there's a kind of weird sensation of, ooh, I really feel that pain. What a good job you did. And I had that this week, particularly after doing a leg session. I was in bits and pieces. Now, remember, my gym work at the moment is all around building a foundation. Later on in the program, I'm going to be talking about how I'm going to change my program right through to more specific running strength and conditioning. But that's not for now. So a couple of gym sessions under my belt, I'm pretty happy with that. And then the running itself. So straight off the bat, I was looking to improve those 5K times. Remember these from last time. My 5K performances are actually really quite something from when I was younger, but right now, my baseline, 23 minutes and 30 seconds, I'm very pleased with that, but that is definitely not where I want to finish the year, so I'm looking to really accelerate on those. So there's no kind of messing about. My running program on Back on Track was about going straight into a full-blown 5K training plan. Now, my 5K training plan, I call it the PB Buster because it generally does do that. And when I say generally, it has worked 100% of the time, every time. So my 5K runs, or my 5K program revolves around 2 quality runs and 1 easy run. And actually what I've ended up doing is a quality run. So this is like repetitions, intervals. I spoke about it in video 1 of how you can find out what those zones mean, but these are basically faster efforts for shorter durations of time. Then performing an easy 4K recovery run the next day, and then on the weekend performing quality run 2, and then an easy 10K in week 1 and 10K in week 2. This week coming, I have an 11K easy. And now it's just only 1 kilometer further, but there are some psychological aspects which I'll need to address to make sure I can kind of just push through. And it is about being really, really slow and easy on those paces. So quality run number 1 this week was really good. I accidentally completely misread the program I'd written, and I just had to keep going. I passed the distance I thought my quality run was going to go on for, and I was like, oh, it's actually still going, right? We're still going. Okay, cool, no problem at all. But that really helped with understanding how I can make the most of my performance, how I can zone in on, or hone in, should I say, on those moments where I just need to really, really work hard, instead of being like, no, this is what I was set out to do and it's not right, so I'm just going to stop there. Instead, it was like, right, I'm out, I'm a few K from home, let's just do this, let's carry on. And getting back home, even though it was really hard work, knowing I'd achieved in my head 2 kilometers more than I meant to, I was really over the moon with that day. And that made it a little bit easier to finish my week in terms of nutrition, because I knew I was performing so well in exercise. Things were kind of warranted to carry on eating well as well, rather than blow it or anything like that. The easy run the next day was incredibly hard. I noticed my heart rate was really high, my legs were just hurting loads, and actually made the case for running an easy run. I think it ran it at 6:30 a K, even more important, because that really helped by the next day feeling a little bit easier and a little bit better. Saturday came along, quality run number 2, and that was just really hard and grueling. But weirdly, by the time I got home, it had felt easier than the first quality run. So kind of opposite scales whilst doing the session as opposed to afterwards. And then yesterday's easy run, this was another 10K, followed the exact same route. I think I clocked exactly the same time down to seconds as well, something like that. Felt hard, but that's just mileage. Kept it at just under 6-minute Ks. Realistically, I probably should have gone about 6:06 per K, something like that. But overall, running performance has been brilliant. I've really enjoyed the runs. I'm really enjoying monitoring my performance, and I always talk about this in terms of how much mileage is okay. I increased my mileage by 4K this week, so I went from 28K in week 1 to 32K in week 2. That is definitely a big jump, and I felt it. I was doing a lot of self-massage to be able to overcome that, trying to mobilize my ankles this morning. That is really at the top end of what I would normally allow anyone else to do. So bear that in mind. If you're actually on a program, look for small 2K perhaps increases in mileage week on week. So gym, great. Running, great. What about the nutrition? So let's rewind. We started day 1 at 102.3 kilos, finished week 1 at 98.6 kilos. That was on the Friday, headed right back up to 99.2 and hovered around 99.2 kg for the majority of week 2. And then on the Saturday, whoosh effect. And the whoosh effect is something that really does happen. Weight loss is not linear, but I saw a massive drop in weight, and I moved from the 99s right down to 97.5. Sunday, probably a little bit dehydrated, hit a 97.1 kg, and this morning I'm back up at 97.5. So I'm really, really happy that in the space of 2 weeks, I've observed a movement of 102.3 kg right down to 97.1 kg. We're gonna say 97.5 right now. So in effect, I'm almost at my goal for the entire month. However, let's carry on pushing. I'm going to talk to you in more depth about aggressive dieting on another occasion, but my mentality is go as hard as you can for as long as you can. So I'm achieving big calorie deficits every day. I'm not accounting for my exercise. I keep dropping those calories to ensure that I move towards a deficit. And this will hopefully mean I'm in a deficit for as short as period of time. I might only diet for 4 weeks, but make massive, massive gains. Whereas some people do a very moderate diet that lasts for 12, 16 weeks, and that's just debilitating. So has this affected my performance? There and thereabouts. For 99% of people, I think it would affect their performance, to be quite honest, to be in such a deficit. For a small percentage, not so much. It's definitely not affecting me. I think I'm witnessing the benefits of being so much lighter, being the outweighing effect of being so low on calories. The calories I do consume, I'm making sure that they're nutritionally dense, so lots of protein, lots and lots of veg, and that's really helping the mission. What I would love to know from you guys is, now having had the update at effectively the halfway point, got another 2 weeks to go, do you reckon I can push towards 95 kilos? Where do you reckon my 25 minute time, where do you reckon my 5K time is going to be? We started at 23:30. By week 4, where do you think I can get to? Don't say anything outrageous like 20 minutes, that's obviously silly, but if I can take 30 seconds off that time, I'd be over the moon. Right, let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Click subscribe, like this post, like this video, share it amongst your friends, give me some support, motivate me. But for now, my name is Arj and I am out. Thank you for watching.